Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. So today we're going to do a little bit of a change of pace. We're going to talk about tools. So I have a good friend of mine who I refer to as the old mechanic. Been doing this stuff for years and years and years. And I kind of keep an eye on the stuff that he uses a lot, the things that he uses the most, the things that he keeps around his workbench, because those are the things that tend to make your life a little easier when it comes to working on race cars all the time. So, without further ado, I have a few things that I picked up off of Amazon in the past month or so, and I haven't shown you guys. So let's get to that. Let's go over these tools, and you make a decision for yourself, because I'm here to tell you the few things that I'm going to show you guys make a big difference to me in certain things that I do on the car a lot, and that will make more sense here momentarily. And of course, the other part of that is, guys, everything that I am showing on this video today will have links in the description where you can get it on Amazon. So be sure and check that out. Okay, so first things first, some of this is going to be extremely trivial, and it's going to be one of those duh moments, but up until this point, I've never owned a set of these, and it's just one of those things I never got around to buying, but I finally did. I do my shopping on Amazon as much as possible because time is money, and driving around town looking for tools and so on and so forth is not something that I like to do. So buying online is what I prefer to do the most. And having said that, T-handle Allen wrenches. You cannot, under any circumstances, go wrong owning a set of T-handle Allen wrenches. So I just went crazy and I bought a set of metric and standard. Even though I don't do much metric stuff, some of the machine tool hardware is metric, so that's probably where I would use that the most. I did happen to see this brand, the Bondus brand, in the hardware store. Focus, come on, focus, camera, work with me here. Work. Where you at? Come on. And focus, there we go. Okay, so I did get the Bondus brand, and I did buy this brand for a reason. I like the shape of the handle. It fits well, and it's just, well, it's ergonomic, if you will. Seems to be the major styles of the handles are the ones that come up and make a big C shape and come back like this, and I just don't care for those. They're flimsy in the top and they just don't feel right to me. These, you can really get after them, and the bigger ones you are not going to break. The smaller ones, of course, it's like anything else, you will eventually break it. Okay, enough of the T-handles. Next thing, I've had this thing for a long time. Used it in the videos multiple times. If you work on cars just a little bit, not even a lot, just a little bit, do yourself a favor, get you a Milwaukee ratchet like this. And yes, I am a Milwaukee fanboy, because, well, it's a great product and there's not a whole lot of other choices. This is the 1/4-inch drive one. Now, if you have a socket on here and you're torquing a bolt, you can stop this thing with your hand. It's not going to smash your hand. The 3/8 version of this, you will smash your hand, and it is plenty powerful. I use this pretty much every single time I work on the car. Up until then, you know, our choices, or up until the advent of all the battery powered stuff, our choices were air powered tools. It is nice not having to listen to that. It's nice not having to listen to the compressor, and it's nice not having to drag a cord or a hose out to do what you got to do. So keep those things in mind. Now, the next thing, the best thing, the best gift that I've received, my girlfriend got for me for whatever holiday it was. Yeah, one of those. Christmas, I think it was. This, another Milwaukee tool. She talked to one of my buddies, and he said this is what he wants, and I did not expect this. Totally surprised me. This is what the video is mainly about. If you've thought about getting one of these, if you've looked at these and you passed them up, I'm here to tell you, awesome. Milwaukee, 2 thumbs up, you did great. Now I'm going to show you just how much power this thing has. Now the throttle's a little weird. You can hear it there. It doesn't really sound like it's got a lot of go to it until you just hold it down. And this one that's actually on 1, so you can see the setting on it right there. So I'll go to 2 and I'll do the same thing. So listen to it. Okay. 3. And finally 4. 3 and 4 probably sounds real similar on the camera, but it makes a difference when you're grinding or working on something. It has a noticeable amount more power to it. Also has the trademark little LED light there on the bottom. Kind of helps things when you're working maybe in a dark environment or down alongside the engine where there's not a light or something like that. So I'm gonna change this pad and I'm gonna show you how much power this thing has. All right guys, so when I had started the video, I had started with a dead battery in this thing. And for those of you who do not know, Milwaukee tools have a status light right there. It tells you how good the battery is. So in this case, the battery is fully charged, and when I started the video, it only had 1 or 2 lights on. So it was pretty dead. But I didn't show you what the thing can do in the first place. So let us get to that right now. Okay, so first things first, we're going to test this thing with an aluminum cutting carbide burr, or a carbide burr made for non-ferrous metals. And the way you can tell those apart from the others is they have fewer teeth and they are much more aggressive, and they are kind of rowdy, a little bit hard to control. So let's see what this thing does against some aluminum bar stock. Kind of imperative that you keep a good handle on the tool and keep pressure on it, because if not, it will bounce around like crazy. So hopefully you can see it in the camera, but that aluminum is going to fly off of this thing this way, and it is no joke. So first things first, I'm going to try it on the first setting. Now it doesn't sound all that impressive by itself, but when you bury it in the aluminum, it is very powerful, and I'm actually really surprised. As you can see on my arm and probably in the background over here, there's aluminum flakes all over the place. Okay, now we're going to, I got it on the number 4 setting, and we're going to try it again. Okay, so it's probably kind of hard to tell in the camera, in the sound of the camera. To me, it seems like the motor is just as torquey on the number 1 setting as it is on number 4. Having said that, I would say that number 1 setting is probably more suited for doing stuff like that, and the number 4 setting is probably more suited for things like sanding disc cutoff wheels, things that need high speed. It didn't seem to bog down or pull down or have any less torque, but it did seem to work a little more efficiently on the number 1 setting. Having said that, I put quite a bit of pressure on it with that carbide burr, and it didn't really seem to care. And I'm sure you can see it in the video, but that thing is raining aluminum flakes off of it. So let's try it on steel. We'll switch the bits out real quick and see what it's got. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you guys how this collet breaks loose on this thing. So the initial break loose, as you can see, the collet nut spins freely on there, but the bit still won't come out. So if you spin it until it stops, and then take it, and you'll see it break loose. Okay, and once it does that, it comes right out. So we'll switch to a carbide burr. Come on, focus here so you can see the teeth. Show the teeth, there we go. We'll switch to a carbide burr that's made for ferrous material, regular steels and whatnot, and you don't have to kill this thing. Just a little bit of a snug, and that is perfect. Okay, I got a small piece of 3/16 plate here. I'm just going to put it in the vise, and we're going to try the same thing that we did with the aluminum. So let's see how it acts. All right, I think it's pretty obvious. This thing's got a pretty good amount of power for being a battery operated tool. I mean, like, I would say it's very comparable to one of my pretty decent air motors. Now, what I will say, and I'm certain that's going to happen, is that for extended use of die grinding or heavy loads like that, I think the battery will probably deteriorate kind of quick. But even the way I use it and the way that most people will use it, I would say that it's a pretty solid tool for what we do, on cars and things like that. Extended use, heavy grinding, things like that, I would probably say the air motor is the way to go. But again, awesome tool, totally convenient. No digging out the air hoses, no listening to the compressor, no cords, no hoses, no nothing. I say 2 thumbs way up on that one too. So, on to the last order of business. Okay, so what I'm about to show you is nothing new, not even close. We have all used these kinds of tools. We have all seen these kind of tools, and we have all had our hands on these kind of tools. For some strange reason, throughout my money pit hot rod career, I have yet to own a set of these. Couldn't tell you why. Have no excuse. But I have bought a couple of sets actually, from Amazon. I am a big Amazon freak. Now this is what we would probably potentially call a no-name brand, made by Astro. Now what I did do is, I bought both sets, by the way, American and Standard. Okay, focus. Come on, let's see that pretty shine. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let me explain why I bought these. First off, the reviews of the Astro brand on Amazon were pretty stellar. The only complaints that I saw were the small set screw coming loose. Let's see if you can see that thing focus right there. Yeah, that little bitty set screw right there. Supposedly they come loose easily. If that's the only problem I have with those, then I am A-okay with that, because I have a bottle of Loctite and I'm not afraid to use it. So I have used them quite a bit. I've had them for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks now, and I have yet to see that problem. But I'm here to tell you, I have one single Snap-on brand socket that fits my 1/4-inch drive ratchet that I showed you earlier. And if you were to close your eyes and put them in one in each hand, you can't tell the difference. Snap-on versus Astro, they both tighten bolts, they both break bolts loose, and that's all they're made to do. So if you want to pay about 10 times more for Snap-on, then by all means do it. But having said all that, that is the end of the video. The old mechanic tends to teach me things when he's not even trying to, and I am grateful for that. So I like to pass that stuff on to you guys. Take my information with a grain of salt, apply it how you will, and tell me what you think. Please, by all means, comment down below, tell me what you think. Subscribe, hit the notification icon. That's the end of the video, and we will see you in the next one.